Hello, idea scholars. Welcome back to another music lesson. This is Miss Michelle, and this is week 5, lesson 17. So I'm so excited to have you guys here again. On our previous lesson, we were going over solfege. We went over our solfege for our amazing song that we're practicing on. And today we're going to be going over our notes for our recorder, and I want you guys to take another pencil. But before we go on, make sure you guys have a water bottle next to you guys. Make sure you're keeping yourselves hydrated. Make sure you're drinking lots of water. We're not going to be doing any singing today, but it's still good for you guys to drink a lot of water. So make sure you guys are please drinking a lot of water and keeping yourself safe and hydrated. And another thing before I get started on our lesson, we have our amazing instrument right over here. So, oops, hit our little stand here, which is another awesome supply that we got. So make sure you guys that we're really taking care of all these supplies that were ordered for us. We are going to be returning these supplies because we're going to be using them for the fall. Even Miss Michelle has to return them. So make sure you're keeping them in great condition, like I'm sure you are already. And make sure that with your recorder, which is what I was getting to, with a parent, you are sanitizing the instrument because we are using our mouths, right, to play this instrument. Make sure with a parent they're sanitizing the instrument because it could be unsanitary if we touch this with our hands. We don't know if our hands might be dirty. We don't know if we dropped it on the floor or whatever it might be. We just don't know, but make sure with a parent you're sanitizing and keeping yourself safe and healthy and just taking care of yourselves. Make sure you're doing that with the parent. Make sure you're drinking your water, keeping our supplies safe and clean. Like I said, we are returning these guys, so make sure we're taking care of them, right? Just like, kind of like a library book, right? You're not going to write on the library book. You're not going to get it wet. You're not going to get it damaged because you have to return it. But it doesn't mean that it's not for us to use. It just means that we have to keep in great condition for our fall semester because our summer program is coming to an end. But I'm excited to have you guys again, right, for the fall semester because we're going to be learning more and more of the music world and lots of different kinds of music genres and cultures and instruments. And it's all amazing knowledge that I hope you guys, learn in the fall. So make sure you guys are preparing yourselves and taking care of these amazing supplies that were ordered for us for the fall semester. So just wanted to keep that, information with us and make sure that we're practicing it, right? So without further ado, let's get started. So our last video, we wrote our solfege, but today we're going to be writing the notes that we're going to be playing in our recorder. This might be a little tricky, but I just hope that this helps you guys to understand what we're playing here, right? So we could grab a recorder, start playing random things. So I'm just gonna go random here, right? That's kind of like, sorry about that, that's kind of like, what am I playing? I'm not playing a song. I'm not playing anything specific. It's probably unpleasant to hear anyways. That's because I'm not looking at my music, right? Unless I have a song memorized, right? Which I kind of do with our song we're going to be practicing on. So, but we're not going to go into that yet. But just how, I sung that by memory doesn't mean that we're going to need our music book. So, in order, I'm going to put that over here. In order to understand and play our instrument properly, we're going to be writing our key notes. So this song is in the key of F sharp, right? So these words, this vocabulary, this terminology might be like, what? Miss Michelle, what is that? What are you saying? That's okay, you guys. We're going to go over it. If we don't get to this summer program, we don't get to learn all the music terminology, all the music vocabulary. We're going to be continuing this in the fall. Excuse me. So, if you feel like you're not understanding all the words that I'm saying, That's okay, you guys, because we're gonna go over it more and more in the fall. So make sure you guys are really excited to enroll in the fall for the program, and that way you guys can continue your knowledge of music. But this is in a key of F sharp, and sharp is a symbol. Actually, I had my marker here, but I hope you guys can see. You see this little hashtag symbol, as many of you might know it as? That is, and I even wrote it here, F sharp. That is the key we're going to. So with a pencil, please go ahead and grab your pencil and write this first note. So on the bottom, we wrote our solfege. I don't know if y'all can see. But on the top, I want you guys to write these key notes. So the first note is going to be D, just like our solfege, but they're not all going to be the same. So go ahead and write with your pencil. D, D, A, B, B, A, G, G, F sharp, and that looks like you're going to write an F, oops, and then a hashtag for both of these over here because they're the same, you see, and that's going to be for me, right over here. F sharp, again, that's what I'm repeating. E, D. In solfege, it's do, sol, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. For our recorder, it's going to be D, A, B, A, G, F sharp, E, D. Next line. I'll give you guys a few seconds. A, so next line, starting again. A, G, F sharp, E, A, G, F sharp, E. One more time. A, G, F sharp, E. A, G, F sharp, E. In solfege, you should have this written down already. Sol, fa, mi, re. Sol, fa, mi, re. Awesome. Now we're going to go to the third line. Ready? D, A, B, A, G, F sharp, E, D. One more time. D, A, B, A, G, F sharp, E, D. Awesome. In solfege, it's do, sol, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. Awesome job. If you guys missed a few of those notes, go ahead and just rewind this video and make sure you're really going over all the notes that we went through, and make sure you're writing the correct note in order to play our recorder and to understand what we're looking at here. Awesome job, you guys. Beautiful job. Now, without further ado, let's get started. So first things first, we want to make sure we're getting ourselves good breath, good air. Good air means good posture. Shoulders back, back straight, relaxed. Our neck is relaxed. Feet a few feet apart, or a few inches apart in my case since I'm sitting down. You're comfortable. So Please hold your recorder this way. I have my right hand with my three fingers like this. You have your thumb on the back covering this first hole over here. You have your thumb covering this hole right here, the back hole. So you want to make sure you're not holding it like this where you only see the first hole. You want to make sure the front is the rest of these, right? Our thumb is in the back. Our first three fingers are covering the first three holes. Then we have our left hand covering using our fingers again. So our thumb is just going to be placed not in a hole, just on the back of the recorder. First, three fingers, just like that. So look how Miss Michelle's holding it. Thumb on the back with your right hand, covering the hole in the back. First finger on the first hole, second finger on the second hole, third finger on the third hole, left hand, thumb goes in the back. First finger with your index finger covering the third hole, second and third. This right here is making, what am I doing, not using my book? And I'm not going to use a stand because I'm kind of faced that way when I do. So in this case, as you're watching this video, please make sure your stand is in front of you. I'm not doing it because I got my keyboard here, I got my setup here, so I'm just going to put it over here on top of my piano. But you have your stand, so please use it because it's an awesome tool. But I'm just going to put my book here, down here. Y'all can't see it, but it's right here on the bottom. This note that I'm doing is a D. So it's going to sound like this. And if it goes a little pitchy, which it sometimes goes pitchy for me, you know, I'm really honest, you guys. I'm really honest about making mistakes, because Miss Michelle makes a lot of mistakes with music as well. But that's how we learn. Fun fact, I started playing the recorder when I was in 4th grade through 5th. But I stopped playing it for so long. So all of this is just refreshing my mind when I used to play the recorder. But that's okay because we're learning. We're learning more and more and more as we go. So don't feel discouraged if it sounds a little bit off or you're not happy with how it sounds. That's completely okay because Miss Michelle is relearning how to play the recorder as well. But I know that I have enough knowledge to teach you guys. So no worries, you guys. Trust in me. Have confidence in yourself. And let's get started with a good positive attitude, right? When you blow into your recorder, you don't want to go. You see how it sounds pitchy? I'm blowing too much air in my recorder. That's how you know you're blowing too much air. We want to take it easy. Don't gotta do anything extra here, right? No, nothing extra or fancy. This is a very amazing instrument, but it's also a very simple instrument that is great for beginners. So just make sure you're covering all these little holes because this is the D note that we're doing. So that's the sound you want to hear. And I'm just blowing a little bit of air. As you can see, my face looks a little funny. So if I go pitchy, 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 we want to go. So kind of like, this is our do here, right, in our piano. But on the recorder, it's going to sound different. This is a soprano recorder. So I want to make sure. Sometimes when it sounds a little off, it's because our fingers are not covering the holes all the way. So, I mean, it's a simple instrument, but it's got its tricks, you know. It's got its way. So we want to make sure we're just really giving it our focus and our practice. Oops. Let's try that one more time. That's the sound we wanted to hear. Awesome. So our note in our book, we're going to look at it. It's D, D. So we're going to go. Oops. Oops. Let's try it again. There we go. So just do that again. It's not going to sound perfect. That's okay, you guys. You're going to repeat that note twice. Make sure you're covering all your holes because Miss Michelle also needs to do that. Oops, pitchy. Okay, I got a little ahead of myself there. But what I played was D, D, A, A, B, B, A. So we might not get through the whole video in this lesson, but we got 2 more videos to go. So I think that's going to be an amazing time for us to just really keep it in parts. That way we're not overwhelmed and like, what the heck? What are we going to play next? Just keep it in a few parts. That way we're not overwhelmed with a lot of notes and learning a new instrument takes time. So I got 2 more videos to go. If we're not going to get through the whole song. But I'm going to make sure that we at least get through half of the first line, maybe even all of the line. But let's just take it slow. That way we really feel confident when playing this instrument. So as you're breathing, you're going to feel like, whoa, I feel a little out of breath because we want to make sure we're breathing correctly, right? All those the breathing techniques that I did for you guys, that's what the breathing techniques, the practice that we did, those were all amazing techniques to use for breathing. So when I would really stress those techniques, it's because I want you guys to learn how to breathe in music, right? When we're playing an instrument and then when we're singing. So it kind of involves in a lot of things here, especially now that we're using our recorder. So let's continue with our next note. We got D, D. Now to play sol, make sure you're covering all these little holes here. Sol is going to be this guy right here. You're going to lift up, look at my fingers, you're going to lift up. So I got D, D, and then we got A. See how I let go of most of all the holes? My 3 fingers, thumb on the back, 2 fingers in the front, is making the note for A. And this one's really easy to make because the D sort of involves a little short breath that could sound pitchy, but A is great. So go ahead and just do this. I don't encourage you to not use your other hand. You can still hold your recorder, just don't cover any holes because that's going to really affect the note that we're playing. This is A. So go ahead. You're going to do it twice. One more time. Just like that. That's the sound we're looking for. So let's try it again from the beginning. This is, again, D. Cover all these little holes to make the D. Awesome. Let's go on to the next note, which is B. We're repeating the B twice. B is going to sound, so we got do, D, D, A. I played 3 notes there. So I did, let's go back to A. Let go of all the holes. So now you only have 2 on the front, 1 finger, just covering the back, and you got 1 finger in the first hole. This note is B. Sounds a little pitchy. Let me use less breath, less air. Awesome. Try that twice. Awesome. So let's go back to A. This was A. So if you look at our book, we have D, G, A, A, B, B, A. So on the last note that I left off, goes back to A. So we have, let's try playing it all over again so we can see how it's coming together. Oops. That's what we got so far, right? It seems like we took a lot of time, but I want to take it slow. That way we understand how to play. Our last note that we left out was A, which is these two fingers. And to continue, we got 3 fingers now, which makes the note G. Oops, a little pitchy. Let's try that again. Last breath, Miss Michelle. So we have, so to put it together, that way you're like, what are we playing? Okay, I did the whole line and it sounded a little pitchy, but just so you guys can get a familiar sound, a familiar, what can I say? A familiar outlook on what we're playing here, right? So that's going to be it for this video. It's a little longer than I wanted it to be. Our next video, we're going to continue playing our recorder, and I'm going to try and get to the whole song with our lessons. But we have one more week, this week and next week. So if we don't get through it this week, we have next week to hopefully be able to play this song confidently and completely the way we wanted to, right? Thank you guys for being in this video. Make sure you're drinking lots of water. Make sure you're giving yourself these little breaks in between, because it's going to be probably a little difficult to get used to playing an instrument. So thank you guys for being in this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys. Make sure before I leave here, you're completing your exit tickets. Please make sure you're completing them, because that is how we're going to be giving you credit for your attendance. So I'll see you guys later. Do your exit tickets, drink some water, and have a beautiful day. Bye guys.